Hey, what's up to everybody out there? Welcome to another edition of the Roundtable Talk, and I'm your host, C Money. And in this episode, I want to talk briefly about a little, online social media controversy and things going around the talk show host Wendy Williams. As you know, Wendy Williams has been out sick for her Graves' disease and other complications as well from her talk show. And there for her season that is occurring now, they've been having special guest hosts, been hosting, the Wendy Williams show this season, which I believe is the 13th season, of 13th or 14th season, if I'm not mistaken. And it has been confirmed in June of 2022 that the Wendy Williams show will be canceled, and in the fall, September of the fall season, Sherri Sheppard will be getting her own daytime talk show. Now, what I want to talk about is basically how do I feel about it. Number one, I want to tell you how other people feel about it, and then number two, what's been going around social media and the rumors that's been going around. First of all, she has, like they say, Wendy Williams has not hosted one episode of her show since her show premiered. Her show premiered in October, which it was supposed to premiere back in August, like mid-August, early September. That's when her talk show was supposed to premiere. But since she was out due to health conditions, they had to push it back to the show premiere. And then they said they couldn't wait any longer, so they had to get a couple of special guest hosts. There'd be Leanne Remini, Fat Joe Remy Ma. Of course, Sherri Sheppard has been one of the hosts numerous of times. Michael Rappaport. They've had numerous of guest hosts, on the show. So it's like, I believe, it's like, different people. And then I believe that the network is saying, since she's not going to get any better, like, they need to end it. Like, the show needs to end, because it seems like Wendy Williams won't be coming back anytime soon. And you can't keep having the Wendy Williams show with the guests keep coming, like special guests keep coming and special guests hosting when stuff like that. So the network was like, hey, since Sherri Sheppard, has been hosting the show more than any other the guest, why not? It's like when Soul Train, when Don Cornelius stopped hosting it, even though he was still the producer, and they started doing all these special guest hosts, which was like people who was, popular at the time. If they had a TV show on a network or something, they was popular at the time, they had the chance to guest host as the host of Soul Train for that week, that episode. And it's about the same thing, hot commodity, So it's basically saying the same thing. But only thing, Sherri Sheppard was a talk show host before. She just never had her own show. She was, one of the co-hosts of The View. And she even said, I've seen her post, and I've seen where she was talking on the Wendy Williams show, where she always wanted her own television show. And now, she prayed and prayed about it, and God has blessed her with her own television show. Now, what do I think about it? I honestly believe, before this even happened, I honestly believe the Wendy Williams show time was up. Because I felt like it wasn't getting no better for Wendy Williams, and it was like, how is this going to affect the next season? Because you're gonna have to play out this season already, because this season is already in taping, and in production. So you're gonna have to, finish out this season. But if she don't get any better, before this season over with, there's no hope for her coming back for another season. And there was an online article saying that she was suing a lot of people because of the fact that they're taking her show away from her. But there was also, a video of her in Florida, probably South Florida. She was with her son, and she was walking on the beach saying that, you know, she's okay, you know, she's getting back to health and all that, you know, she can't wait to get back to New York and all that and stuff like that. So it's basically like she know what's going on, but then like, and then they say, you know, she created her own Facebook page because she don't have control over her previous Facebook page, which is basically the Wendy Williams show and stuff like that. All the people who worked for Wendy Williams will be switched over to the Sherri Sheppard show, or the Sherri show, however they call it. You know, they're still going to be employed. They're just going to be switched over, you know. And then there's a lot of controversy online saying, oh, Sherri Sheppard took Wendy Williams' place. She, you know, stepped over some toes and stuff. She didn't take Wendy Williams' place. She's not taking over the Wendy Williams show. This is going to be a whole new concept, a whole new set, and a whole new thing. And then everybody felt like, oh no, she's taking over. She, you know, she's replacing Wendy Williams and all that. She's not replacing Wendy Williams. The network and everybody and the producers and everybody else, you know, the people saying, look, Wendy Williams' condition is not getting any better. She is the queen of daytime talk show. Nobody, like they say, nobody can do hot topics like Wendy Williams. Nobody can do, you know what I'm saying, daytime like Wendy Williams. So you can't sit up here and say that Sherri Sheppard is replacing her. It's just the network feels as if since Wendy Williams' health is not getting any better, we can't continue to have, you know, special guest hosts every time, you know, and for you know, we can't continue to keep just having special guest hosts thinking that, okay, Wendy Williams is going to come back. You know, eventually she could come back if her health persists, you know, and she said that, you know. And now there's a lot of financial battles between her and Wells Fargo over money issues and all that. And I'm like, you know, it's a lot of things that's going down, but, you know, y'all can't kick a person down when they're bad. You know, I know some of y'all may out there, some of y'all probably thinking that, you know, Sherri Sheppard is taking over Wendy Williams, you know what I'm saying, taking, you know what I'm saying, replacing Wendy Williams, but she is not. Right now, the network and everybody who's with the Wendy Williams show is trying to figure out, okay, look, Sherri Sheppard is the main person that's been hosting the Wendy Williams show throughout this season. You've had other special guest hosts that come in and day out, you know, day in and day out. You know, they'll host 1 week here, then like wait another month or so, then they'll come back and host again. But every other week, Sherri Sheppard's been hosting the show because, you know, Sherri Sheppard is also on Dish Nation, which is a radio talk show that also that airs on TV. So now she's get the feeling of having her own talk show, you know, because it's not like how she is with The View. With The View, you have like 4 or 5 people panel on the talk show. With the Sherri show, it's just her. She's in control. You don't have control over at The View or The Real or The Talk, or, you know, most of these talk shows that have like 4 and 5 different people. But on your, like the Wendy Williams show, the Sherri Sheppard show, you know, like Tamron Hall, you have control over the show because it's your show. And a lot of people are feeling, oh, she's replacing Wendy Williams and blah, and all of this and everything. And there's a lot of controversy around it. And she said she's not replacing Wendy Williams. She's not replacing the queen of daytime talk show. You know, nobody can do, like she said, nobody can do hot topics the way Wendy can do. Just like with Nick Cannon. One time, Nick Cannon hosted the Wendy Williams show when she was out for like I believe it was for health conditions. I don't know if it was last season, season before last. Nick Cannon did a week of hosting the Wendy Williams show, and then now look what happened. Nick Cannon got his own talk show. You know, I don't think that him hosting the Wendy Williams show was probably, it may or may not have been the testing flight for him to get his own talk show, but he ended up getting his own talk show. And since the network loves Sherri Sheppard the way that she handles the Wendy Williams show, they say, why not give her a talk show? They can't give Nick Cannon the time slot because Nick Cannon already has his talk show. You know, they ain't gonna give Michael Rappaport or Remy Ma and Fat Joe or any of them a talk show because they're not fit for it. You know, they're just special guests. You know, they have their own projects that they work, that they got going on, and Leanne Remedy and all that. They're just coming in as special guests, and stuff, because 9 times out of 10, most of them may not even want to talk. So they just, okay, I'm going to host it for a day, So you got to look at it as if, who can you get that can fit that for longevity? Because a talk show is just not for 1 year. Okay, I'm gonna do 1 year and then that's it. No, you gotta know that a talk show is gonna last like 3-4 years. That's why you see a lot of these people who do the talk shows, especially when they do group talk shows like The View. Look how many times The View had different cast members. Sherri Sheppard, Raven Simone. You've had a lot of these people that was hosting. Rosie O'Donnell and all these people that was on The View, and then they only came on there for 2-3 seasons and 5-6 seasons, and they leave. Because they don't want longevity. The same thing with the talk. The same thing with The Real. A lot of these talk shows, they have like 4 and 5 panel peoples, and then they're like, oh, I can come here and I can leave in 3 or 4 years because it's not my talk show. But if you have your own talk show, it's hard for you to just say, oh, I can leave my talk show within 3 years, because they're looking at a person who can do it for the longevity. Wendy Williams been on the air for 13, 14 years, and she's been in the game for a minute. After a while, when you say it's time up, Wendy Williams would have went for about maybe 20 plus more, would have been like 20 plus seasons if she could, But it's just the fact that her health, and I could say it like this: once you reach 50 years old, because for health reasons, like when you reach 30, you don't feel the effects of your health. It's just that you need to start winding down on things that you do. Because like I tell everybody, in your 20s, you do a lot. You party all night. It's people that are in their 20s. They could go to a club, party all night, come home, take a shower, get dressed, and go right to work without even having to worry about a wink of sleep. I've did it. I know a couple of people that did it. I know some people right now that's doing it. And it's the same thing in your 30s. But with your 30s, you don't do it all the time. You wind down to your, okay, do this and do this, because at the end of the day, it's going to come hunt you. You know what I'm saying? In the long run, when I first went back to work from COVID, the first 2 days I went back to work, my body felt like I was paralyzed, because, I wasn't working. My body got relaxed to the point that you're retired. My body was like in retirement mode. You're not working. All you do is stay home. And this, and when I started going back to work, that's when my body started, feeling the effects. And I was like, my body, now my body was, and a lot of people are like that. And then as you get older, then your body start going through the changes. If you don't keep yourself healthy, if you not exercising and doing all of this stuff, exercising, eating healthy foods, doing daily regimens, if you're not doing that to keep yourself in shape, of course you're gonna go down. And then, Wendy Williams is over 50, going close to 60 probably by now. And, for her, she have to keep her appearance. I'm not saying that, she's had surgery and all that stuff and all that. No, but I'm just saying that, as a daytime talk show host, it's hard for people to actually, over 50 to say, I can sit here and do this for years and years and years. Look at Alex Trebek. He was on Jeopardy for so many years, and he eventually had to battle cancer, and, he couldn't, the cancer couldn't do no more. And he makes heck of a money. All the money that you can make and all the money you make cannot help you cure cancer. That's just like AIDS and all that. That's just like when when Magic Johnson came out and said he had AIDS, and then eventually it was like, oh, he don't have AIDS. People thought he didn't have AIDS, and then people thought, oh, because he had money, he was able to, find the cure for AIDS or whatever. To me, there really is no cure for AIDS, and if there is, it's something that they're testing. Because if there was a cure for AIDS, it would have already been out there in the universe for people. And a lot of people say, oh, the only reason why they don't have the cure for AIDS in the public eye because money. I say it has nothing to do with money. Health has nothing to do with money. Yeah, there are some crooked doctors and some crooked hospitals and some crooked places out there that don't want to release certain things because they feel as if as soon as they release it, it's a money thing and, money factor. But when you have something that can cure people, just like the coronavirus, if you have something that can cure people, it's basically saying, okay, let's, get this out here, so we can stop the spread of HIV, And Wendy's health was deteriorating, and the network was like, hey, it looks like she's not getting any better. So why don't we just feel that this will be Wendy Williams' last season? And a lot of people are like, oh no, they're canceling the Wendy Williams show. I used to love it. And Sherri Sheppard is replacing her. No, it's not replacing her. They're all going to hire everybody who was from the Wendy Williams show back. It's just, on the Sherri show, it's just that it's a new concept, new host, new set, new everything. It's not the Wendy Williams. It's not the It's not the Wendy Williams show revamped. It's just a new daytime talk show in the same slot, but just a whole different concept. And a lot of people feel. I feel that should, that needs to happen. Because Wendy needs to get better. I applaud talk show hosts and all that for, she got to take care of her health. And even though Wendy got money and, she is a famous person, that doesn't mean that, oh, you can pay all this money off to get better. No, because whatever condition or health conditions you have, any amount of money can help you with your condition. If you got cancer, you just can't say, here go $10,000, help me beat cancer. No, because you may have a stage 1, stage 2, or you may have a serious cancer condition that money can't buy it. That they don't have treatments or they don't have nothing that can help you out. So it's not like you can sit up here and say, okay, here go $10,000. Make me not have cancer no more. No. That's just like saying, oh, here go $10,000. Make me not have AIDS anymore. No. They may have something that can keep AIDS from spreading within other people, just like with PrEP. They may have something that say, okay, we have this, medicine or this regimen, or we have this, stuff that can help you stay longer and live longer, and it can make your count low to where it don't show up that you have AIDS, but you're still gonna have, they may have stuff like that costs a lot of money, yeah, but they just can't say, okay, you give me $10,000, we can get rid of the AIDS. No, because that's the case. A lot of these businessmen and a lot of these business women and a lot of these, millionaires that have it wouldn't have been able to pay to get to clear the AIDS. It's just the mindset that people don't think of, oh, this and that, this. No, because the media is always out to backlash and to, lash at people about situations. You're not sitting up here looking at, oh, okay, this person, why Sherri Sheppard is stepping over Wendy Williams' toes? Why is this? And then she made that comment. She's not stepping over no toes. I understood what Sherri Sheppard was saying when she said that. And in the back of my mind, I knew it. The network is saying basically Wendy Williams' health is not getting any better. She has not hosted not one show since one episode of the Wendy Williams show since this season started. And they feel as if that this is going to continue to happen, and there has been no progress or no updates on her health getting better. So we need to just now end the show instead of just having, oh, special guest host here, special guest host, because you don't want to go into another season of special guest hosting when you could have just said, okay, since Wendy Williams' health is not getting any better, let's just end the show now and get a new show going. And that's all you need to do, and I agree with it because it feels better for that to happen than to just keep paying somebody. Because remember, with these special guest hosts coming in, you got to pay for them to get in for airfare, hotel fare, you got to pay these people to come out here. They're not going to do the Wendy Williams show for free. And even if they do host it for free, you still got to accommodate them, hotel stay, you got to give them carpe diem or something, for them staying there, because, you may have some of them that say, oh, I do the show for free, but then I want a nice hotel. I want food. I want, what I'm saying, my, compensation, or I want my expenses paid and all that. So you got to look at it from there. And then the network's gonna say, well, we can't keep doing this. If we know Wendy Williams is not gonna get any better, so why not just end the show now? And then a lot of people feel, oh, Wendy Williams show is ended. Yes, it has to end. Eventually all talk shows don't last long. Look at the Oprah Winfrey Show. Look at Phil Donahue. Look at Ricky Lake. Look at all these talk shows. Look at Jerry Springer. He's now Judge Jerry. Look at all these talk shows, Steve Harvey and all these other talk shows. You can get about 10, 20 years in the game, but then after a while, you're going to have to give it up. First, there are plenty of reasons. Number one, the ratings may go down and the network may say it's time to give it up. The talk show host may be saying, oh, okay, I'm retiring from daytime talk show, and I'm going to pursue other projects. Or it may be, well, hey, its time is up, But you got to realize some things, people, the media always look at things and take it and run with it in another direction when it calls for what it is. When they said when Sherri Sheppard said, I'm getting my own talk show, I knew right then and there that was a sign that Wendy Williams' health is not getting any better, and the network needed to follow in a different direction for them to pursue another season. Then rather than having another season of special guest hosts and all that, because now you have to keep the show going as the Wendy Williams Show and brand it as the Wendy Williams Show until the end of the season, because it is called the Wendy Williams Show. You can't. Now, it would have been a whole bunch of controversy if you switched it out in the middle of the season and said, oh, it's the new Sherri Sheppard Show. Then there would have been controversy, and I would have said that's wrong, because you just let it go with a claim. But like they're doing, like what most people, you end the season out with regular. That's just like, playing a game or watching a television, scripted show or whatever. You got to play the season out, then make changes. The same thing they're doing with the Wendy Williams Show. They're playing the season out. They're still going to have the Wendy Williams Show, but then after, the season ends, they're going to make changes and say, hey, we're going to end the Wendy Williams Show, because if her health doesn't get any better, it makes no sense to bring her show back next season with just special guest hosts and all that, and they're branding it as the Wendy Williams Show, and she's not on them. So now we got to make some changes, and that's what they're doing. And a lot of people are praising them, like the cast of The View. They have given their blessings to Sherri Sheppard and wish her the best. But then you have some people like local media moguls that be, bashing, oh, they take place in Wendy Williams. Oh, I don't watch Sherri, no. But you got to realize something. In the game of entertainment, producers, networks, companies that's in the entertainment industry have to look at what is best for them. They have to look at what is best for the viewers, what is best for the companies, the networks, what is best for every aspect. And they look at it, and I saw how they was looking at it, that Wendy Williams, like I said earlier, health is not getting any better. Wendy Williams don't look like she's going to be returning to daytime talk show anytime soon. And there has been no updates on her progress. So now, instead of just keeping going with the same situation now, oh, a guest host here, a guest host there, let's just end the show. Now, there is something that people are saying that I hope that she goes out with a farewell, either a farewell episode or she goes out with a farewell, even though there has been reports that she is taking legal action over her show being canceled and everything. But my thing is, it's what's best for everybody. It's best that Wendy Williams, for me, I believe Wendy Williams needs to take a break and get her health back together. She can return to daytime television. They're not saying, oh, she's done with her career. No, because she could return to daytime television. It's just that there is no reports for her returning right now. It'll probably be maybe another year or two before Wendy may be able to return back to daytime. You know, because you have been out. Your condition is not even, not as good. Yeah, and I believe at one point she did contract the COVID-19, even though she got vaccinated. So it's like you got all of these health conditions coming. Well, I'm not saying she did. I just say allegedly. So, but my thing is, now it comes down to the point where, how do y'all feel about this? Do you feel that it was right for the network to not to replace, I'm sorry, let me rephrase that, because they did not replace. I don't want people to think that that's the whole scenario. Do you think it was the networks? Do you think it was good for the network to go in the direction of ending the Wendy Williams show and making Sherri Sheppard her own new talk show? Do you think that was the right direction? Do you think that they was replacing Wendy Williams with Sherri Sheppard, which I believe they wasn't, and she said it herself? Because replacing Wendy Williams with Sherri Sheppard is saying that you're going to keep the set and you're going to keep everything there. You're just going to change the name to Sherri Sheppard. No. There's going to be a whole new set. The only thing that's going to stay is everybody who worked for the Wendy Williams will be in the Sherri Sheppard show, so they can still be gainfully employed. Only thing, everything else is going to change. The set, the way that they do the talk show, everything else is going to be changed. What do you think about this? Do you think that it's fair for what the network is doing, or do you think that it's not fair? Do you think that they should continue with the Wendy Williams show, or do you think they shouldn't continue it? Like I said, my opinion with the Wendy Williams show is they don't need to continue it if they don't know how it's going to affect the fall season. If you feel as if that Wendy won't be able to return within that fall season, then you need to, make some changes, and you need to end the Wendy Williams show. There's no need to have 2 seasons of the Wendy Williams show where there's not but special guest hosts. They did that with Soul Train, and then eventually Soul Train said, hold up, we got to get us a main host. At one point Shamar Moore hosted Soul Train, then you had Maestro Clark hosting it, and Dorian Gray. It was just like the special guest host wasn't doing it, and it's the same thing with the Wendy Williams show. Yeah, you got this season where you got special guest hosts and stuff like that, but eventually, hey, we need to just look at it like this. It can't be still the Wendy Williams show if Wendy Williams is not on it. She's not even on. Not even at one point did she make an appearance on there via video call, satellite, whatever. She has not made an appearance. So it's like, why brand it as the Wendy Williams show when nothing's happening, nothing's changing? So we need to go in a different direction as if her health is not getting any better. So now we need to go as if, let's make a new show. So what do you think about this? What do y'all thoughts on this? When I seen this the other day, I say this is a topic that I gotta discuss, because I know there's a lot of people out here that's like, ooh, Sherri Sheppard's replacing Wendy Williams and stuff, and I just like to know, and I'm like, she's not replacing her. She just they're just the next one's going in a different direction, as if let's get Sherri her own show, because we don't see Wendy Williams getting any better, and we have to end the Wendy Williams show, and we have to put another talk show in that time slot. Let me know how you feel about this, how y'all feel. Comment at the bottom of this page, of this episode. You can also email us, roundtable00@yahoo.com. If you feel that Sherri Sheppard is the right choice for a new talk show, or do you think she's not the right choice for the new talk show, but she's been wanting to do the talk show, and Sherri Sheppard is the one that's been hosting the Wendy Williams show more than any the other special guest host. So do you think that it's right for her to become the new talk show host for that time slot? Do you think that the network made the right decision in going in that direction of ending the Wendy Williams show and making the Sherri Sheppard show? What do you think about it? comment at the bottom of this page. You can also email us roundtable00@yahoo.com. I would love to hear from y'all. Don't forget to click subscribe to watch to get updated content from us, and also to check out our previous episodes. This is the Roundtable Talk. I am your host, C Money. I thank you for watching. Please stay safe. Please stay blessed, and I will see you in the next episode. Have a good day.